High school was a universe of its own, wasn't it? A whirlwind of crowded hallways, echoing lockers, and the constant, low hum of teenage drama. My world felt pretty small, revolving around the same faces, the same classes, the same old routines. Then, one Tuesday morning in calculus, everything changed. That's when Liam walked in. He was the new kid. You know the type, the kind that walks in and the whole room just sort of tilts. He had this quiet confidence, a slight, almost shy smile, and eyes that seemed to hold a million stories. The teacher, Mr. Henderson, pointed to the empty desk next to me. Of all the desks in all the classrooms in the world, he had to sit at mine. I remember my heart doing this ridiculous little flip. I tried to play it cool, giving him a small nod as he sat down. He just smiled back, a genuine, warm smile that reached his eyes, and that was it. That was the spark. Our conversation started small. Do you have a pencil? What was the answer to number 5? But soon, those whispers in calculus turned into long walks home. We discovered we lived just a few blocks apart, a fact that felt like destiny. He told me about his old town, how he missed his friends, but was excited for a fresh start. I told him about my dreams of being an artist, something I rarely shared with anyone. He didn't just listen, he really heard me. He'd ask questions, his brow furrowed in concentration, making me feel like my little dream was the most important thing in the world. We started spending every possible moment together. Lunches in the cafeteria became our private island in a sea of noise. We'd share headphones, listening to obscure indie bands he'd discovered, our shoulders brushing. His laugh was my favorite sound, a deep, rumbling thing that made me laugh too, even when the joke wasn't that funny. We'd go for drives with no destination, windows down, singing terribly off-key to the radio. With him, the most mundane things felt like an adventure. It was that easy, that simple. We just fell. We fell in love, hard and fast, in that breathless way you only can when you're 17. One afternoon, after about 3 months of this perfect, sun-drenched existence, he invited me over to his house for the first time. I was nervous, but mostly excited. This felt like a big step, meeting his family, seeing the space where he lived his life when he wasn't with me. His house was nice, a cozy 2-story home on a quiet, tree-lined street. He opened the door with that same familiar smile and led me inside. My parents are out for the afternoon, he said, so we have the place to ourselves. He gave me the grand tour. It was a home filled with warmth. The living room was comfortable and lived in. He showed me his bedroom, walls covered in posters of bands we both loved, his guitar leaning in the corner. I felt a sense of belonging, like I was finally seeing all the puzzle pieces of Liam that I hadn't yet known. As we walked back down the hallway, my eyes were drawn to a collection of photos on the wall. A gallery of family memories. There were baby pictures, family vacations to the beach, school photos with missing teeth. I smiled, tracing the story of his life through these captured moments. But then my eyes landed on the last frame. It was different from the others. It was a professional portrait, a studio photo of Liam. He was wearing the same blue sweater he'd worn on our first coffee date. He looked exactly the same kind eyes, the same gentle smile. But it wasn't the picture that made my breath catch in my throat. It was the small, engraved brass plate at the bottom of the frame. My heart pounded against my ribs, a frantic, painful drumbeat. I leaned closer, needing to be sure, praying my eyes were deceiving me. But the words were stark and clear, etched into the metal. In loving memory, Liam Carter, 2006-2023.